Welcome to Let's Talk About It. I'm Sheena and I'm joined today by the fantastic Kiki Archer, author of Lesbian fiction and converter of all heterosexual women to reading lesbian fiction. Thank you for joining me today, Kiki.
It's okay, that's the best introduction I've ever had and I'm going to use that everywhere I go. The converter. Sorry, I see I'm interrupting. I'm too excited for this, Sheena. Go, your turn.
So today we're doing a podcast that was inspired by one of Kiki Archer's videos, which was about 5 things you have to do to be a lesbian, was I think the video title. So today I've got her on here talking about your ultimate guide to becoming the best lesbian ever. So we have a checklist for you. Please note that this is not at all to be taken seriously, and this is just to have a laugh. That's how you say it, right? Have a laugh.
Have a laugh, yeah.
Oh, good. Look at me being all British here. So what inspired you to do that video? Let's start there.
I honestly got asked once. I was asked, so how did you become a lesbian? I thought, oh, well, how did I become a lesbian? And I honestly tried to think back, well, what was it? You know, was it when I had my hair cut short? Possibly. Was it when I got that lesbian job of being a secondary school PE teacher? Possibly. Was it when I bought my first cat trinket? Possibly. And I put this list together and it's had hundreds of thousands of views on YouTube with quite a few comments saying, you know, thank you for your help. Okay.
Okay. So for those who don't listen to the podcast quite regularly, I am a believer that you don't become a lesbian, you are a lesbian. This whole thing of being able to convert either way is ridiculous. Okay, but today we've put together a list of fantastic, a checklist. So you want to become a lesbian, this is how to become the best lesbian ever. All right, so what is your first point?
Okay, we need to tell them that we have no clue, Sheena and I, what the other person is going to say. This is all off the cuff, so here we go. My first point for Sheena, the point I'd like to pose, is that to be the best lesbian ever, you do have to own at least 14 cats. Okay. It helps if they were possibly strays. If there's something wrong with the cat, that gives you more social standing, I think, in the lesbian world. If you've rescued them or they've been ill and you've nursed them back to life, that can help. I have a cat, but it has got something wrong with it at the moment. It's got some matted fur. So I'm doing quite well in the lesbian stakes. What about you, Sheena? What do you think about my first point?
I think it's an excellent point. I'm already failing in this because I only have one cat at the moment.
Is it ill?
No, he's perfectly happy. He's like a living plush toy. And it's a boy cat, and he wasn't a rescue. Ooh, I'm really doing badly at this so far.
No, but you do have a cat, you see. You have a cat.
It's true, I do have a cat.
Yeah, every single lesbian does have a cat. I have never met a lesbian who does not have a cat. Ever. Honestly, every lesbian, it's the first question I ask, are you a lesbian? Yes. Do you have a cat? Yes. And then, depending on how many cats they've got, you judge their social standing in the lesbian world. So we're quite low down.
The more cats, the more lesbian standing. Okay.
Oh, definitely. And like I say, if your cat has got 3 legs or something, then wow, you are top dog or top cat even. Did you like that guy?
Oh, I love that. Okay, so my very first one is you need to wear more flannel than a lumberjack.
Yes. Yeah, all the time and with your top button done up.
There we go.
Yeah, I like that one. Sheena, I can see she's wearing flannel right now.
I don't even own flannel. I wouldn't...
She's wearing a flannel shirt, she's got a flannel bandana on, and they look like flannel trousers from what I can see.
Wow, I'm very fashion conscious apparently.
She is all in flannel, picture her now. The bandana does look good.
All right, so what is your very next one?
Okay, this is a serious one, and it is true. To be the best lesbian ever, you have to have at least one ex who had 25 different personalities, okay? You have to have that ex who almost got you to the point of a breakdown, a literal breakdown, because of, the 25 different characters that they used to play out in your relationship. Have you had one of them? Have you got one, Sheena?
I don't. My wife is my very first, my only, my everything. I've never had a 25 personality ex. I'm sorry. Apparently I really suck at this lesbian thing.
How many personalities has your wife got?
At least one that I know of.
One. See, again, low down there in the social standing. The more personalities your ex had, the higher up you are. So you're there like with your 14 cats, your ex who's 10 different people, getting you to get, you have to have you met lesbians though who do have those exes?
I have absolutely. And here's another thing about exes, which is my next point, is all your friends are exes.
Yes, yes, they are. Do you know what, Sheena? I have that as well. I have that on point 4. In that when you go to a gay bar, you know everyone. If you're the best lesbian ever, you know everyone because there's your ex, there's your ex's ex, there's your lesbian auntie, your lesbian cousin, there's your old lesbian PE teacher in there. So yeah, you have to. I like your point there. I agree wholeheartedly. You know everyone, don't you? Is there a lesbian you think you don't know?
No, absolutely not. I mean, we know all of the lesbians.
It's true. Name someone. I know them. Go on, name them. Go on, try me.
All right. Do you know Jill?
Yeah, she's my ex.
There we go.
Yeah, do you know Jackie?
Of course.
Yeah. She's my ex too.
You're listening to the Lesbian Talk Show. TheLesbianTalkShow.com, your hub of podcast information.
Go, your point.
My next point, since we both had the same sort of point, was you must own a U-Haul outright.
Yeah.
So you're not even renting a U-Haul. You just decided it's cheaper to just buy the U-Haul, and it sits in your garage.
Yeah, that's really funny. Yes, you own it. You own it, and it sits on your drive, ready for the next victim. Yes. Do you know what? I had one very similar. I had one that said you have to drive a truck. A lot of lesbians drive trucks. Or you have to have a trailer. Now, in the UK, a trailer is like a thing that, you tow on the back of a car, and you use your trailer for when all your different lesbians move in after the first date. So, yeah, in the UK, we don't have U-Hauls, but we have trucks with trailers that we cart around all these women that we move in and out of our lives until we find out they've got 25 personalities. So, yeah.
And 14 cats.
Yes. Who don't get on with your 14 cats. And 28 cats is a bit too much.
I'm going to tell you, I'm not so sure I want to be a lesbian anymore after this list.
Yeah, do you have a U-Haul?
Of course, I have a U-Haul.
Yeah, I've got two. I've got two.
There we go.
I like that. Was a good one. Oh, that was a good one, Sheena. I like that one.
Okay, what is your very next one?
Oh, well, this is quite offensive, but it is true. To be the best lesbian ever, you have to be at least a vegetarian, if not a vegan. Let's be honest about it, because when you get asked that question, do you like meat? I do not like meat. You are definitely vegan or vegetarian, and that's the second thing you say to people.
And you must have a t-shirt that says something like, you killing animals every time you have a burger.
Yeah, or it's like when you think of a gag and it doesn't quite work, but I'll say it anyway. It's when they say, save a tree, eat a beaver. But actually that wouldn't make you a vegan, would it? That wouldn't make you a vegan if you're there eating beavers all the time.
Depends on what kind of beaver you're eating, I suppose.
I know, wow, I know. The juicy sort.
Okay.
Should we move on from that one? Because there probably are a lot of lovely vegan and vegetarian lesbians out there, aren't there?
I actually think it is one of those statistics where it is higher for lesbians to be vegetarian or vegan, like in real life, than... Actually, to be fair, I was vegetarian for 8 years, so let's,
See? I was vegetarian for about 3 weeks when I was about 14, and I told my parents, I said I want to become a vegetarian. They were like, lesbian. No, they weren't really. I said I want to become a vegetarian. And I remember on the Sunday lunch, my dad made me a nut cutlet, and it was just this hard clump of stodge, and so I stopped. And that was it. That was my vegetarian experience. You can also do the gag if I'm a vegetarian. Yeah, move on.
In order to be considered the best lesbian ever, you need to be able to tell the difference between Tegan and Sarah.
Yes. Yes. I can't, unfortunately. Can you?
No. Well, no. I know one is called Tegan and one is called Sarah, but if you put them in a lineup, I actually cannot point at which one is which.
Yeah. What was their song? I do know some of their songs. What's their most famous song?
Oh, I don't know offhand, but I love some of their stuff is awesome. We're failing miserably at being the best lesbians ever. You realise this?
Yeah, we are. Come on. Okay, so this one then, Sheena. Okay, we're still on that theme of Tegan and Sarah. In my mind, to be the best lesbian, you have to be able to just sort of burst into drinking songs. Can you just burst into a drinking song on a night out?
Is this a lesbian thing?
Definitely. So, for example, if I was with you, I'd be, there was a lady called Sheena, and she likes your tongue in between her. There was a lady called Sheena. You see, that's what I do. There was a lady called Kiki, and she liked you to get freaky. Drinking songs, lesbians, come on, you know them.
I think I might retire my lesbian crown after this podcast.
Did you not like my song, Sheena?
I loved your song.
Thank you, I might record it.
I think you absolutely should.
No, lesbians, okay, in my mind, the best lesbians, they're quite raucous, I think. Do you find?
Depends on if we're talking butch or femme here. I think the femmes are definitely much more raucous than the butch was.
The butches are busy driving the U-Haul, aren't they?
It's true. And, trying to manage all the cats.
Yes, and iron all their lumberjack shirts. That was my point. What's your next point?
You need to have no idea who made this year's sexiest man list.
I didn't know there was a sexiest man list.
You are an excellent lesbian. See, well done.
Thank you. Yeah, I can't even guess who it might be. Yeah, no, didn't see it. No, agree. And there are some lesbians say, oh yeah, I can still see that a man's good looking. No, you can't. If you're the best lesbian ever, no, you can't. You don't even notice that man. Was there a man there? No, didn't notice. You don't play the equal ops card of, oh, I might be a lesbian, but I still think men are okay. They're not. Walk on by.
Do you have another point?
One, I think I mentioned, we met her in the club. You have a lesbian auntie. All the best lesbians have a lesbian auntie, and probably she is the reason you're a lesbian, because she was a bad influence when you were growing up, according to your parents. So I think, yeah, have you got a lesbian aunt?
I definitely do.
Yes! Yeah, I've got two.
Two?
Yeah.
Out of how many aunts?
Two. I hope my aunts never listen to this because they're happily married with their husbands and 4 children. We know your secrets.
My next point is your gold star badge is properly shined and kept on a velvet pillow.
Yes, I like that because you haven't noticed the men, so you're not ever going to do anything ever with a man. I like that, and for the people listening, obviously it's difficult because this is just on sort of a podcast. Sheena actually is wearing all her flannel shirts, bandanas, and I keep getting the shimmer of her gold star medal actually flashing into my eye. So she is there, gold star round her neck, proud, well done, good girl.
Oh, don't I just sound delightful while all my cats clamber over me.
Yeah. Come on, have you got another?
I do. Have attended every Pink concert ever.
Yes, love Pink, and secretly hope that she is, isn't she? She is on our team, isn't she?
Well, that brings up a very valid point of like every female icon ever is lesbian according to lesbians.
Yes, well no, that is true, and I read an article yesterday on Ariana Grande, her new song. Apparently she says she's done with men and she's moving on to women. So that's another one, big tick for us. We'll meet her in the club. Yeah, no, I completely agree. But then everyone's straight until they're not. aren't they really? So,
Well, it's like that spaghetti thing.
yes. Oh, Sheena, you little minx. I haven't heard that one. Everyone's straight. What's spaghetti gets straight until it gets wet?
Mm.
Yes, I like that one. Well, as the converter, the chief converter. Yeah, good one, good one. Come on, you said you got more.
I've got one more.
Okay.
You own all of Kiki Archer's books.
Yes! And if you don't, then just go. Just go, turn off now. You shouldn't be listening. Yes, you do. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. All 9. New ones out now, The Way You Smile.
Which is a fantastic book, and you absolutely should get it. On a very serious note, it just hit our top 100 for the year's vacation novels. The book was so awesome that I actually added it on to the bottom of it as my pick for the list, which actually technically pushes the list to 101 novels. That's how good that this book was. It killed my 100.
Oh, that's kind. Thank you. And it is about a woman who, I guess, she converts as well, doesn't she? She's a bit bored and a bit lonely, and then she sees the light and she comes onto our side.
Yeah, Kiki, thank you so much for joining me today in this most ridiculous podcast.
Paula, I would just like to say, like Sheena said at the start, yeah, you just are a lesbian, aren't you? You just are. There are things you can do that will help, like the flannel and the cats, but you just are, aren't you?
If you're questioning, there are so many options. Like, nobody has to force you into any particular space. So just be happy. All right, so where can people find you online?
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, it's all at Kiki Archer Books, or Facebook's just Kiki Archer. My website's www.kikiarcher.com. I've got a YouTube channel where I do silly things like this. I've just done a new... Did you see it, Sheena? My new lesbian sex positions vlog.
I did. I laughed so hard. I think I might have watched that 2 or 3 times just because it was so funny.
Yeah. So just helping you ladies out there, because actually we should have mentioned that in our list. Actually, how to be the best lesbian. You have to be very exotic in your sex positions, don't you? Quite exotic, quite supple. You have to be willing to balance on chairs. Yeah, so if you need any advice on that, please just drop me a line. I'm always happy to help.
Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope everybody rushes out and gets all your books.
Thank you very much, Sheena. You're very funny. Your U-Haul gag, I'll be laughing about for a long time. I might use it in a book. I might put it in a book. So she's just upped the U-Haul gag. You actually own one. I do like that. That's tickled me.